Welcome back, welcome back. Now, I would like to present the OG, Kev Sam, and show how it's similar to Tom Leykis because they're men. Um, as people, we face similar things no matter if we're black or white. So, you know, is he copying this guy? Or did he just innovate what men have been complaining about since the days of Moses? Are they copying my forefathers? Because it seems like everything that the red pill and these men, like the manosphere, all the knowledge they claim to have, my father said to write that down. All that's in the Bible. So if you're gonna say this guy stole from this and you stole my stuff and you all stole my father's knowledge, get over it. You're lucky he allowed you to have your time. It's a new day. It's a new day.
Bobbity, bobbity, bop. We are back, we are back, we are back. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the feminine, inspirational ladies. The FBI, how you doing? How you doing, ladies? How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day it's going to be. What kind of day is that going to be? I'm glad you asked, people. Today we have what's called a smoke show. Smoke show, smoke show, smoke show. What does a smoke show mean? It's a show where you get the sound off and ask me, talk to me, tell me what the hell you don't like about what I do. What? Hold on. Feliz Navidad. Shout out to Maria with your sexy ass girl. Hi, Chihuahua, baby. Yeah. Don't get mad at me, Keisha. Maria is she is making some what is that stuff they call? They don't have chitlins. They call it something else. Menudo. I don't know what it is, but it smells good. It tastes better. Got a little tequila in the eggnog this year. Cause Maria is like, hey, lo, papi, hi, papi chulo, hi, oh mio. Whatever they say, I don't know what it says, but it sounds good to me. It sounds friendly.
It
Sounds like they actually like being there. You know, that whole notion of, wow. Like I said, if you didn't watch my Instagram yesterday where I was talking about how those women over there learn how to do this exercise called jaw ups. Jaw ups to where they can do this thing called smiling. When they start doing the jaw ups. Oh, you gotta go watch that shit. It was crazy. So, Maria's like,
Jaw
yes, we do the
ups.
jaw ups, daddy. We got the jaw ups. We got the jaw ups, Poppy. Yes, 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 yes. They got mad. Shirley got mad. Shirley is mad than a mother. Boy, on Facebook, I got some Mississippi Shirleys. Ooh-wee. You ain't never seen a mad Shirley. Wait till you get a Mississippi Shirley. Whoa. The only Shirley that's a little bit worse than the Mississippi Shirley is the Chicago variant. The Chicago variant is like the Delta variant of the Shirley. Between the Omicron and the Mississippi and Chicago Shirleys, boom. I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's loading. How we doing? Testing. 1, 2, Ecamm virtual. care? Why don't black men care? Because it affects our ethnic image. Don't overtalk me. Stay on subject. Feliz Navidad. Shout out to Stevie Ray. D. Franklin's divorce of Megan Good, as the beta he was through all the warnings interviews. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Why? I was talking to somebody earlier today, and the whole premise is like, why are people so mad? Why are people so concerned? Why does people even care? Why don't black men care? Because it affects our ethnic image. Megan Good and Devin Franklin, Sierra and Russell Wilson, Alicia Curry and Steph Curry. Because whether we like it or not, in this country, our ethnic image is linked. And every time you can see a successful, powerful, you can see a black man who's an NFL MVP, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he married to a baby mama who got baby by Pookie and Ray Ray. That's the narrative. And you get another man who's going to go down in the Hall of Fame as one of the best pure shooters ever, and his wife that he married wants attention from another man. It seems to black men that no matter where they go, our ethnic image is always being challenged by our fucking women. You're a pastor's wife, and you doing a show where you got some dude's legs up in the air, and you're going to lick his booty hole. And what you hear more often than not is, well, that's his wife, and she's an actress, and this and that. Yeah, until I start seeing Tom Brady and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos' wives doing this kind of stuff, black men don't want to hear that bullshit.
Didn't something just happen with some rapper or something in Usher? And that girl, and she was on stage with Usher, and he was like, yo, that's fucked up, you're my baby mother.
Your husband's image matters more than anything you freaking want to do, ladies. Get that through your head. What you were before you were Mrs. So-and-so doesn't matter. Because the same thing with the president, you know, we had all first ladies who were chill, did their role until Michelle Obama come out taking her fucking shirt off, doing push-ups and carrying on. Black men are tired of... Do you not realize how that impacts black men's image? Everywhere we go, we're the tallest, strongest, intelligent, this and that. Men worldwide know one-on-one, it's hard for them to dominate a black man. It's hard for them to challenge a black man one-on-one. In a lot of ways. But the one thing the world can count on is black women got no problem stepping up to try to challenge a black man in front of everybody, thereby emasculating our image in front of the world. And it don't matter whether you agree with it or not, ladies. It should fucking matter because black men in one voice say it matters. Yep. That's why it should matter. It don't matter whether you agree or not or whether you understand or not. It's because we fucking say so.
All right.
You have to turn your camera off and you have to turn that off in the background. If you're going to get on, come on the StreamYard, you must have everything in the background shut off. You can't be watching yourself. This is not a time to show yourself. It's not a time to be proud. Turn all that shit off in the background.
I can't. It doesn't go off.
Turn that shit off in the background. Look, this smoke show is for real disagreements. But here's the place. Don't come on here with your banners and trying to get your clout or whatever. I'm trying to understand what you don't like about what it is I do or say. Zero tolerance for bullshit tonight. Because I'm going to give you time to speak. But you got to come in here preparing. So if you click that join the link, make sure you're ready. I don't want to hear I'm dark, I got to get dressed or whatever. It's been announced for hours. Have your shit together. That's one of the issues. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's streaming on.
I'll make you famous.
Y'all gonna get enough of calling every black man you disagree with gay, just because you can't win a goddamn argument. You're gonna have enough of y'all. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn today. You're going to learn today. Bingo. This is what it was. This is what it was. That's RuPaul. Now, I'm sorry, ladies. This back in the 90s was, was extreme. It was not something that men would have thought it would have been aspirational. But now, here in Atlanta, you see this every damn Friday and Saturday in the mall.
Everywhere. I'm not in Atlanta.
Okay, so
I'm not even around black people.
look at it. Leave women alone. My friends are becoming annoying, and it's getting suspect. See, here's the point. You punk. I want you to understand. Leave women alone. You got men out here defending this stuff and saying because you point out the fact that women today look like.
Do you understand that's a man? That's a man that pretended to be a woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's famous and he's rich, RuPaul. And he did stage performances and sings and does whatever for his people and shows that we have talents, and you know what I mean? The way he dressed to have shows and be seen as an act, as a gimmick. This has become life for regular straight black women. Do you understand how that's not that? How can that be? How can a style of a style they're not drag queens, they're not gay men, or are they? In the mind,
Like, you can make a.
oh yeah, what did Steve Harvey's book say? Think like a man. Men don't change their hair pink and shit.
Very strong
Oh, never mind. They do now. Those are not men yet. They're the boys, and
argument that women today, a lot of them walking out looking like drag queens in the 90s. You got the beta male raised boys, beta, talking about leave my mama alone. My friends are starting to get mad at me. Leave women alone. You, my friend, are becoming annoying and it's getting sus. Daddy issues. Beta. So every other group of men can have standards. What other group of men would accept cotton candy hair looking women that are.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
What other group of men would sit back and somebody like it? That's exactly what you were raised to do. Why?
Execute Order 66.
That's what you were raised to do, son, husband. Let me defend my mama. Stop talking about my mama. Stop talking about my mama. Instead of people saying, you know what? Brother got a point. Glamour shots was supposed to be something you did for an anniversary, a graduation, whatever you were supposed to do glamour shots for, it was supposed to be, okay, that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be something else, right?
Special.
It wasn't supposed to be,
every day.
it's what you wore to frickin' work, right? That's what it was not. It wasn't supposed to be that. But now because you got a brother that actually just points out arguable, verifiable stuff that you can see, I said, who would have known? The post simply said, who knew 25 years ago, actual women would be leaving their homes proudly rocking this look. Thoughts, don't get mad at me. And you got this, beta. Leave women alone. What other group of men would rush out to defend this stuff? Beta. So that's what you get, young man. Beta. I'm gonna rock your snot box. What's next? You gonna start threatening me now? What's next? What's next? So you're banned now. Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. What's the disagreement?
Can I request not to be on YouTube, please?
Sure. What's
Okay,
the issue?
thank you. I feel like some of the arguments that you make are unfair, mostly because you blame women a lot for the state of the dating market today, and I think that
Give me an
it's
example of what you're talking about.
saying that women today are not ready to be wives, I think is not fair.
Based upon what?
Based upon, I understand that there's a sector of women who aren't ready to be married, but I think that making that general statement is not fair toward women.
Oh, okay. First off, are generalizations fair?
No.
Bullshit.
Well,
Bullshit. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Bullshit. Generalizations are fair.
Okay. I'll concede to that.
All right. So saying that women are not ready to be wives, based upon what?
Again, saying that they don't understand submission and being feminine and all
What
of that.
percentage of women would you say are ready to be wives?
I would say probably like 20%.
Ma'am, 20% out of 100%.
That means out of every 10 women you ever see every single day, out of 10, only 2 of them are decent women and really would even want to be married. The rest of them are succubus, is what she said. And that's basically what he said.
If 80% are not, that means you just made my freaking point.
Okay, but
No. Let's before we move, let's acknowledge the math. You can't. The math ain't mathing. You said that you're making an unfair generalization. Then I asked you if you thought generalizations are fair. You said no, and then we had to go acknowledge the fact that it's bullshit. If the majority of something is true, it doesn't have to be 100%. 51% will do. That's the majority. The presidency is decided by that little of a margin. Okay? That's how the world works. And then I'm asking you, the person that says, I make the unfair generalization about a group of women, you tell me that 20% of said women are ready to be wives. That means you agree with me.
okay, but also I would say
does the math support my logic?
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so-
I'll agree with you on that point. Yes.
Okay.
But I also would caveat that with the fact that most men aren't ready to be husbands either.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, and
Doesn't matter. Men have longer to wait. Men have longer lives. See, what you've just proven is you're arguing in bad faith. You don't like the facts. And then it's, I know you are, but what am I? So what? If men aren't ready, all men have to be ready for is what percentage of women? All 100% of men have to be ready for is what percent of women?
for the 20%.
Thank you. So,
Okay, I'll.
is it that I'm unfair?
Well, it's just the way that the
It
arguments
is.
are framed, saying that.
They're framed in logic. They're framed in statistics, data, facts, observable reality, things you can go see for yourself.
But you run under the assumption that all the men are out here looking
I don't
for
labor
wives.
under any assumption. I said that we don't have enough wives for men who want to be husbands. And you just said 20% of women. Don't tell me what I...
If 20% of women are only ready, do you understand being a husband isn't being a millionaire with a big cock and all this other stuff? You do understand that, right? So then that means there's more than 20% of men that want and can be family men, husbands, and fathers. He already proved and said 50% of black men have no children and work. But they're not good enough to be your husband.
I did when you tell me 2 out of 10 are ready.
Okay, I would argue that 2 out of 10 men are ready to be
I
husbands.
don't care. It doesn't matter.
How is that even fucking possible? 2 out of 10 men are ready to be husbands, right? But there's way more than 20% of men working. Women, do you understand there's more than 20% of men working? And you can prove that by going the fuck outside. So then that means yous don't want anything but 2% of men, the rich fucking guy with all the money in the world, and he's not buff and all that. So you go down from the billions to the millions to the actors and ball players. Well, there's only that you going down to 1% of men. Even if he's not the 1% of rich men, he's still 1% of all men, period. And that means 100% of you he gets to choose from. Yous don't look all like dimes. So it's impossible for you to get what you want. So you must be in fucking sane to want that, first of all. And then you're stupid for trying to get something that you can't get mathematically, fuck logically, and all these other reasons why mathematically you can't get it. You can't even get around them.
See, it's one of these things of, well, women aren't ready, but the men aren't either. That's how they've learned how to argue.
Like babies.
All right, but is the
I need
woman
a
at
high
25
value man.
and
I
the man
mean,
at
you're not
25, do they have the
even
same
regular
market
value, but you deserve this. You deserve what the fuck you are.
Oh, okay.
And make
Whose
better
market
of
value
it.
is higher?
Stop looking at everybody else's life.
For the dating market or marriage?
The sexual marketplace. A 21-year-old woman and a 21-year-old man. Who has the higher sexual marketplace value?
The woman.
25-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman. Who has a higher sexual marketplace value?
The woman again.
A 30-year-old woman and a 30-year-old man. Who has a higher sexual marketplace value?
A man.
The 35-year-old man and a 35-year-old woman. Who has a higher sexual marketplace value?
The man.
And as I keep going in 5-year increments, will women ever overtake a man's sexual marketplace value?
Not in the long term, no.
No. Will it grow at a steady rate, or will it get exponentially larger? Meaning a 50-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman, will they have the same difference between them as a 30-year-old man and a 30-year-old woman, or will it be greater?
It'd be greater.
Thank you. So by math, you just said women have roughly a 10-year period before their value dips below men. So it doesn't matter if men aren't ready. Men have a fucking lifetime. Women got 10 years.
Okay, that's that.
That's the thing right there that all millions of women are not looking at, and that's why you ruin your lives. You look at it and say, I can do anything, he can do better. God blessed you with a couple of years of looking really, really hot to make the most of men, the ones that you want. That's when they're going to look at you. When you pass that, they're going to keep looking in that direction. You pass that direction, dumbass. You have no choice. You have to get older. There's a new 25-year-old every day. Get it? So when you pass your time, the men that you want, you're just getting and that's it. And because that's all you've been getting and you haven't matured and learned anything, you're going back to Averageville with average men. But we're waking up and realizing she's always been average, and I've been chasing her, and she's been getting all these sausages all this time. I'm not getting average. I'm getting leftovers. And she's crazy and got all these bad habits and fucking argues and all that. I'm not being with that.
That's actually one of the points I agree with you. One of the
But
few
man,
points.
that's at the basis of all my arguments.
The point of me saying that is, you've always been average and we've always been average, and we should have been together from the fucking rip. They tricked you to go higher. They tricked me to pretend I'm going to be higher. And we all shot for fucking all this shit. And now look at everyone. all the people that would have been together and should have been together been chasing all the wrong people, and now we're all abused up and hurt and fucking looking at each other like, I can't trust you. And then the ones that actually heal and survive and move on, because men are strong, we get through our shit and then just abandon the world and say, fuck that. My mentality is everything. As long as I'm strong on my mind and I know what I stand for and I hold true to these realities and this being a man thing, it's going to be valuable one day to a woman. The thing she doesn't think is valuable now, when her ass is older and she can't get that shit from nobody, because either they don't have it or they're not giving it to her. She's past her prime.
But sorry,
Oh my God.
I don't mean to change the subject, but
Before we're not going to change the
Sad
subject.
facts,
We can
ladies.
move. We can ask another question, but you gotta admit that there is nothing that you made in your initial statement that lines up with the facts of what I just said.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
So you said that I was unfair to virgins, and the vast majority. Hold on. The vast majority of people aren't virgins. To be a virgin in the dating market over a certain age makes you a little bit awkward, by definition. As somebody who spent 2 freaking years coaching and speaking to incels, involuntarily celibate men, virgins, and MGTOWs who actually have had training and studying how to actually approach this and to counsel and coach this, I'm not just some guy in a suit sitting up here making up stuff. As I've shown, as I deconstruct you, I know what I'm talking about. Maybe, just maybe, I know more than you do.
Yeah, and I would.
And that's why I say what I say. I didn't say it to hurt her feelings. There's a movie called The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Was that a drama? Was it nonfiction? Was it sci-fi? Or was it comedy?
It was comedy.
Because it's laughable in our society today.
Yeah, and I just.
All right.
We're going to continue on with that, definitely, showing more different women talking so you can see the similarities between, black women and white women. And Tom and